Welcome to The Dirt, a podcast about racing bikes off-road. From the Dakar to the dirt track, from the workshop to the winner's podium, we've got the goods, the gossip, and a grip on the throttle. Let's get on the gas. Camera's rolling.
Oh, great.
Michael Moseman is exactly what you'd expect out of a motocross rider. And then again, he totally isn't.
Do you hate cameras? Love them?
The 22-year-old from Northern California is a mix of opposing interests.
Got it.
Okay, I saw Pierce flip eggs. It's not really in my wheelhouse, but...
A Renaissance man of moto.
Yeah, no, that's not it.
A musician. A reader. A basketball player.
So, do you play basketball? I meant to ask.
Yeah.
You play horse?
Yeah.
Michael comes from a family that supported the children's sports in every way possible. I know because I talked to his mother.
Yeah, and you've done a wonderful job raising a wonderful son.
Wow.
Would you like to speak to him? You can speak to him. We have the time.
No, it's okay. I was just wondering why he was a little late this morning.
Why were you late? Oh, why were you late? Why were you late?
I got a call from Tyler Keith.
Oh, she got a call from Tyler Keith.
Funny.
He's been at it since he was young. And as much as he's a student of life, he's a student of the sport. A technician. A skills rider. And oh yeah, he's fast. Really fast. After a strong start to the season with a 4-4 combo at Pala, he had to sit a few races out. But in his first comeback race, he went 3-2 for a podium finish. Let's meet Michael Moseman.
I think my natural tendency is to I like going deep, and I tend to go deep too quick. I mean, it depends how deep we want to go.
Yeah, sometimes you go deep right away. Sometimes you don't. There's a phrase I love. I don't know who said it. It's like the motto of one of these magazines I read. And motto is the deeper you get, the deeper you get. And I kind of like that because one of the things I always say is the more you do, the more you do. If you get lazy, it's just easier to keep being lazy. And the more you do, the easier it is to keep doing more stuff. And so I'm always like, if there's a chance between dealing with something by doing it actively or not, I'm like, let's do the thing, man. Let's approach it actively. Our official interview will start now, or else we're never gonna get this thing started. Give me your life story in 30 seconds without motorcycles.
I was a really smiley kid, according to my grandparents, and I grew up really fast, taking risks. Maybe was a little bit more shy. I've really come into my own in the teen years. Moving down to Southern California was a really big step for me. My faith grew a lot as I started attending church, and belief in Jesus has kind of shaped my worldview. I've grown in wisdom and in commitment to so many things, and I've lived a very intent life. In most all areas, and I'm very proud of.
And you are a dude who pays attention to what's in front of you, and I quite like that. I don't ever see you on your phone checking Instagram when we're all hanging out. You're just doing your thing. Do you have Instagram?
Not on my phone.
That's a good way to approach it. It's a business tool, right?
Yeah.
You gotta have it.
Yeah, I have it, but I try to stay off as much as I can because though I am pretty intentional and try to stay off as much as I can, I'm prone to overuse just as everyone else is. So I just try to put some barriers up because that's not who I want to be.
You're not as young as Pierce, but you're still pretty young and you're pretty new on the scene. How does that feel? Do you feel like you belong here? Do you feel like you deserve to be racing?
Yeah. Everyone, it's pretty funny. A lot of people, it's like, anytime I do good, and Moseman, he's in his second year, or, rookie, or I feel like every time I, have some sort of outstanding ride, but I have been in Supercross for a while, and I had some, rough years out the gate. And
How many years have you been in Supercross now?
Pretty sure last year was year 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but first year I came in injured. I've come in injured, I think every year to where I had some sort of thing that was holding me back. Now,
good.
I think I'm pretty good, yeah. I got, little nagging stuff, but nothing crazy.
It didn't really take spending much time with Michael for me to realize he's not the kind of guy that you expect to meet at a motocross track. And Since he's so easygoing and open, I simply had to ask him about it. Here's how he responded.
Let me rephrase this, don't get offended. You're a bit of an odd bird in the motocross community. If it weren't for the fact that I saw you riding bikes today, I'm not sure I would guess you race motocross. Reaction?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I'm not, just a motocross racer. I'm so much more, and I do so much more. And motocross and supercross is a part of my life, but it isn't my whole life, and it is a part that I love. It's something that's shaped me as from a kid, and something that's huge, and it's something I enjoy. But it's not my everything. And sometimes I think that can be a disadvantage. It's tricky. So you could say it's an advantage, or you could say it's a disadvantage. You could say it's an advantage because when I have a bad race, I go home and I'm going to sleep all right, and I'm going to still enjoy my week. And I'm not going to go as low as the lows. And when I crush at a race, I'm also not going to say that this is the peak of my life. And so I'm able to have a little bit more level-headedness through it all, and which is necessary in managing a championship and racing as we do. And so
On the other hand,
the negative would be I do have so many other interests, and I have a fulfilling life outside of motocross. And when I go to the track, it's like everything isn't on the line for me. It's not my identity that's out there, and not to say that I'm perfectly secure in any way. Like it definitely plays a part. If you just completely blow it in a race, like you're going to feel that. So there's definitely that aspect of it. And I think,
how does that translate on the track? Does that translate into riding? Are you less hesitant to grab a handful of gas?
less hesitant. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't translate.
But earlier today, you and Peter said to me, you said, you're the technician, he's the grab the gas guy. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Talk about that. Why? Is that because of who you are and how your whole approach to life and everything? That's your say. You're going to study, you're going to plan, you're going to practice.
Yeah.
Pierce is just like,
So
grip it and send it.
So we were talking earlier, right, that Pierce, he tends to send it more than I would. He's just full throttle, go, go, go. And where I might try to have a little bit more finesse, a little bit more attention to detail, technique, have more of a plan, right? And I said that he needs to learn what I got, and I need to learn what he got, what he has. And a part of that is, I think as I've grown older, and there was really a switch for me a few years, and one that I still have to, practice and make sure that works. But I wanted to train in a way that guaranteed my success. So I wanted to, I heard it growing up all the time that you win the races in the weekdays. That how you train, how you prepare, that's where the grind work's done, right? And so I would prepare so meticulously. I would be the first one there, the last one to leave. I'm checklisting everything. And then I would go to the race, and I would just like, all right, it's just gonna happen now. But the reality is that the races, there is win and loss. There is, injury, or you can be healthy, or, there's so many complex things, and it's not just, oh, it just happens. Like, no, I have to put everything on the line if I want to do good. And I'm for that, I'm like, yes. And so I've made big steps, I think, to be the guy that takes hold of that moment. And it is, part of being intentional, and it's part of that meticulousness. It's like, okay, there's still a mental box, right, that needs to be checked. There's still another step, and that's showing up regardless of preparation and saying, I'm going to grab this thing by the horns.
How's the team dynamic developing? Like, you guys are you have Justin, who's this legendary. Is he legendary? Legendary for something?
Yeah, I don't know, he's legendary in a way. I grew up watching him race, and Yeah, he's infamous. He's got a following,
Why
you
is
know.
he infamous? I actually don't know. I know that he's infamous, but I don't know why.
He's infamous probably for aggressive riding in years past. He's always been aggressive, and he still is, you know, fairly aggressive riding style, and he makes a lot of noise and you know, high RPMs, and he looks like he's just trying, like, you know, crazy hard, and it's funny because I say that he lives like he rides, like he just is all in, like always on the rev limiter. Team dynamic, I think that's it's something that yeah, it's still developing, but it's something I'm invested in because I think that Justin is our leader. I think we have a really good team chemistry. There's something that he has that I really like. And it's just kind of like this, I'm a man, I don't care what you think. And it's security, it's confidence, it's all of that. I just see that as a really good and valuable trait, and, you know, one that I'm intentionally growing in as I grow older, and something that I see that I need. And I think I'm a long way in that. I'm not the person I was, you know, 2 years ago. And then Pierce he's got crazy speed and talent and ability, and but altogether we have a blast. Pierce laughs at just about anything. Justin laughs at Pierce, and I laugh at Justin, so it works perfect. we have a lot of fun.
Do you guys feel at home with the brand? Like, brands all have their sort of attitude and identity, and GASGAS is pretty new, at least in the US.
Yeah. GASGAS definitely has an attitude, and it's an attitude it's like we're a little bit edgy, but we're also like fun and accessible, and I don't know, we're the
In America, you're totally the new kids. Like,
I don't know, we're fun. Like, GASGAS is fun, it's fresh, it's new, it's like looks so good. And I think as a team, we really fit that role because we have actually so much fun. I mean, there was a mountain bike ride that me, Pierce, and Justin all went on. And I mean, we're in the flats, we're like battling, like cutting through the trees, like trying to, you know, get in front of each other, like just chaos, hectic. And I don't know, just as a team, we mesh really well. And as a brand, I think it fits, and it's, I don't know, we have a blast, so.
let's talk about the bike. Are you happy with the bike? What do you love about the bike? What is one thing you would change about the bike?
I'm super happy with the bike. The bike is so good. Best bike I've ever ridden. Like, it genuinely, it handles really good. I'm really pleased with like the suspension and where everything's at. It is ridiculously fast. The look is beautiful. I honestly don't know if there was something I would change. Maybe like, I don't know, TLD GASGAS. Maybe you could change the seat color.
One thing we learned about Mosey is that he loves to train. Whether it's basketball, the rowing machine, riding the bike, working on his core, whatever, he's willing to put in the work in the gym to get better on the track.
You like to train.
I do. Training and riding, it's two different things. There's some enjoyable aspects in it, and I think it's a good thing. It's character building. I mean, it's something that I need to do My favorite training stuff would definitely involve just core stability, anything that takes like real focus and intentional. I like to train well, and I want to train with good form. I want to train where I can be able to like track my results and track my progress. And I want to train with a goal. I want to train with a goal in mind and going towards something. So I think some of my best training is like when I'm not just going through the motions thinking about like, oh, I got to do this, but when
Does that mean I want to make this muscle group stronger to avoid this injury? Like, is it that specific?
No, it's like the body has to work as a whole. I like it as a whole. I like the idea that I'm working towards something. I like that I'm building strength. I like that I get to see results on the track. I like.
Do you see results on the track?
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel it as well.
I've been working really hard and really smart in the last few months, and like I feel better on the track. I feel more stable. I'm just noticing I'm able to do more things than I could at one point. So
Means yanking the bike out of its wrong position.
yeah. Well, and it also, I mean, I have to be able to have my core engaged for 2 35-minute motos. And it's not just like, oh, you hit the jumps and you just kind of relax. And so I think everything needs to be ridiculously strong, not just like, oh, it's like kind of strong, we're in good shape, but like, I want to go above and beyond, have the reserves.
It's good to point out that we had this conversation at a very interesting point in time, at the end of the indoor season and just before the outdoor season. It's really interesting to get a look into his mindset before starting the outdoor season.
Well, the performance, it's team and brand, and it's also me. And I think results-wise, we made a lot of progress, but I think we were a little shy of where I wanted to be. Going into outdoors, the team is still good. I think there's more of a bond now than maybe ever before. And a lot of us are excited. A lot of us are, just really getting ready. And one thing I'm excited for is during the Supercross series, we had 250 East and 250 West. And then Justin, as a 450 guy, did the whole series. But now for outdoors, we all do the whole series. And so it's going to be the whole crew, every race. And I'm looking forward to that.
And now, mid-season, where's Mosey at? After a practice injury, he had to skip one race, but when he's been in the lineup, he's put up some pretty impressive results. And at the last race, taking a podium position with the number 2 spot. What will this young racer's future bring? Only time can tell. But we know this, we're excited to see it. Thanks for joining us for this special video podcast from the Dirt. And keep an eye and ear out for more. Now, go get on the gas.